Hello there, Math 133 students. In this video, I'm going to help you with Chapter 3, Project 1, where you're finding the mean, median, and mode with StatCrunch. At least I'm going to give you a little bit of help. All right, so we're going to open the Google document at this link. So I'm going to click on the link. Let's see where it takes me. All right, so it's a Google document. So I'm going to have to make a copy because this is not, of course, my document. Well, it's my document, but it's not your document. So you're going to have to click File and make a copy. Now to do that, you want to make sure that you're logged into your Google account already. So, and I would recommend that you put your name in the file name somewhere. That way, if you upload the file, it's already there. It makes it nice and easy for your professor. Okay, and the copy of is up to you. I mean, if you want, you can put your name up here in the front instead. Your choice. All right, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to close the original so I don't ruin things for myself. All right, so first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to type our name right here. So type your name. There it goes. All good. Then we're going to find a publicly available data set on StatCrunch that is interesting to you. You have to access StatCrunch with your Pearson username and password, right? We've already run into this. Your data set needs to have one quantitative variable with a lot of numbers and variability and repetition. So don't use your numerical labels. They're not really quantitative. Okay, so let's go to StatCrunch, which I already have open actually. And I'm already logged in if I'm not mistaken. That was from an earlier video I was making, so I can close that. Okay, so I'm logged in the top right corner. You can see where it says A.J. Tuckey. So that's wonderful. So I'm going to go to data sets and I'm going to find a data set with a quantitative variable. I mean, that's pretty much it. So I think most of these will work. Let's look at, I'm just going to click on all of these and see. I mean, students often don't, get to the second or third page, but I will remind you all that there's 5,000 pages worth of data. So you can click on all sorts of things, right? They'll all be good. Okay, so movie budgets, beautiful, lovely. Look at all those quantitative variables in there. Lovely, good. Closing it, right? This Turkey one is in a little bit of trouble. There's not much in here that's quantitative. So nope, the age is getting close to it, but I'd say no. So that one's no good. That was just too much qualitative. This one's okay. It's got deaths. That'll work. Death rate would work. Age adjusted would work. Those dots, by the way, just mean it was missing, but this is a huge data set, so there's more there. So that's fine. FIFA, as per usual, sports. All the sports ones usually have something useful. Oh, and when it says don't use a label, it's kind of talking about something like jersey number. Like that's not really a number, it's really a label. So weight and height would work for superheroes. Those would be quantitative. Oh, and then this kind of thing with the major league players. Look at all this. What you would be looking for would be any column that has a lot of numbers. You want to see some repetition. You want to see some variety. You want to see, all of these columns are good. You could pick any one of them you like. Matter of fact, I think I'll do that one. I'll do that one and I'll just pick a column, and whatever column I pick, you can't pick. And then the car model one, again, all of these numbers, those would all work. All right, so we get the gist. The only thing is that if it labeled somehow, if it had this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3, 4, 5, that you wouldn't want to do. So don't do columns that are like that. But beyond that, you're fine. And yes, in my opinion, if you want to use the same one you used for an earlier project, that's fine. Doesn't faze me at all. Okay, so just say what data set you chose. So for me, that's this major league player one. So I would just go up here to get this URL, and I kind of click up there, and then I highlight the whole thing, and I copy, Control C, or if you're on a Mac, it's Command C, or you can right click and copy. See, I'm on a PC, so it says Control C. If you're on a Mac, it'll say Command C. And then you go down here, and in number 1, in that box, you click in the box, Control V or Command V, and press the space bar afterwards, and it makes it an active hyperlink. And then for data set, why is this data set of interest to you? So maybe you should find something that's interesting. So, if you always love Major League Baseball, if baseball is your thing, you can type that. So type an answer. I'm just going to write that. So I'll let you guys fill out why this is interesting to you or whatever. And I'll just remind you that you can type in keywords here and find things. So if you're interested in baseball, you can get several data sets. There's 26 pages of data sets related to baseball, because baseball is a very statistics heavy sport. All right. Ooh, what about baseball players' salaries? See, isn't that interesting? All right. And remember, you want to look for a data set with big numbers over here in the size, and these are, so we're good. All right. Now, using StatCrunch, we're going to find only the mean, median, and mode in one output table. And we're going to paste that output table right here. Okay, so I'm going to pick one of these columns, and whichever one I pick, you cannot do. So I'm going to do AB because I know what that stands for. It stands for at bat. So I am going to hit stat. And actually, I'm not clicking on anything. I'm just letting my cursor hover. So stat, summary stat, and because these data are in a column, I'm going to choose columns. So stat, summary stat, column. And then I want to scroll down and find at bat. That's what I was looking for. AB stands for at bat. R stands for runs. H stands for hits. 2B stands for second base. I don't know much about baseball, but I know a few things. All right, so this is at bat. So that's mine. So now none of you can choose that one, but you could use any of the other ones that you like. Okay, so down here, it's got all these ones selected. N, mean, variance, standard deviation, all this stuff. We don't want all of that. We want the mean. We want the median. So if you scroll down a little bit, there it is. Now, if you just click on it, it just makes it so you're just doing the median. That's no good. We want the mean and the median. So if I click mean, I don't know why this happened. It's turning everything blue on me. I had that happen the other day. So scroll down, there's median. So if you look, if I let my mouse hover, it says in a little yellow box, select more than one with shift click or control click. So I'm going to hold down my control button and click, and there's median. On a Mac, I believe it's command click. And then you scroll down, at the very, very, very bottom is mode. Control, hold down your control button, keep it held down, keep holding it, and click on mode. You should see mean, median, and mode over here on the right. That's all you should see, is those three things. And then you click compute. And there we have it. Easy as that. So it does this little table. Don't be surprised if it gives you multiple modes or no mode. No mode also happens. I'm trying to think which one. I don't know which one of these columns, but one of these columns will probably give me no mode. So that happens. Don't freak out. No biggie. As I said in the notes, sometimes mode is weird. Sometimes it just doesn't work right. Okay. So what we're going to do is we got to highlight all of this. There's no fancy way to copy these. It's weird. So you just kind of hold your mouse button and kind of highlight the whole thing so that it's all blue. And then you hit Control C to copy. Or if you're on a Mac, Command C to copy. Or you can right click on the blue part and copy. That would also work. If you right click on the white part, oh, that works too. Nice. Sometimes it doesn't. And then I go in here and I paste. Right click and paste, or Control V, V as in vegetable, and then it will paste it. Or Command V if you're in a Mac. This is what you should see. You should see your mean, your median, and your mode if you have one. If you don't have one, it'll say no mode or multiple modes. That's fine. Whatever it says, you just paste. The mode is a weird thing. It doesn't always occur. All right, so we did part 3. Now, judging from your answer above, what appears to be the shape of the distribution of your chosen variable? Skewed left, skewed right, or symmetric? Well, that is a page from our notes. We have a page in our notes from section 3.1 that talks about, or might be 3.1, that talks about whether something is skewed left, skewed right, or symmetric. So you want to go look at that page in your notes. It'll look like this. So you need to use this table, and hopefully you filled it out really well for yourself so you know which direction is which, so that you can tell whether you think it's symmetric, right? Is the mean and the median basically the same number? more or less? Or is it less than? Is it greater than? So that's the page that you need to use for figuring this out. So I'm just going to write C table in the notes and let you fill that out. C table in notes. Right? And you have to explain. So you'll say like it's skewed left because my mean is less than my median, or it's skewed right because my mean is greater than my median, or so on. All right, so I'll just write that and let you finish that out. All right. Oh, and I should say it's a judgment call. So sometimes I have students, wondering, it says less than, how much less than? And the answer is that's a judgment call you have to make based on the problem. So you're going to make that judgment call and explain why you think it is what it is. And then we're going to construct a histogram. So let me pretend. I thought it was symmetric. I thought, oh no, I didn't. So mine are nowhere close to each other. So, I think it's skewed left, and I'll explain why I think it's skewed left in here. And then I'm going to go make a histogram. Okay, so I can just move this to the side. I can close it because it's not really gone. It's always there under StatCrunch results. It's right there. Right? All right, so now I want to go to graph, and I want to construct a histogram of that same data. So I graph histogram. I'm going to scroll down to the same thing I did, which is AB for at-bats. Remember, none of you can use this one. And then I'm going to make a frequency curve, and I'm going to say compute. I mean, you really just click up here and say compute. And that's it. Look at that. And it is. That's a weird graph. And it is skewed left. This tail is just huge. It's strange. Very, very weird. So that would give me tons of stuff to talk about. So then I would go paste that graph right here. And I should say at this point, if you don't like the picture, if it's really hard to explain, there's nothing stopping you from going to get a different graph and a different thing. You just have to redo everything, right? But you can do it. All right, so I've got my picture. I right-click, I copy the image. I go back here and I paste the image. And there we have it. So this is really strange because the tail is really tall. So does the graph support your answer? You could make an argument. You could say, oh, I thought it would be skewed left, but it looks actually a little skewed right. Or this one actually does look skewed left, but it's weird. It's the main part is over here on the right where it's got that nice hill shape. That's a nice symmetric part. And then it has this weird tail over on the left that's really tall. So it is skewed left, but it's a strange graph, right? So you could talk about that or talk about why you think it's not. So it's possible that it's totally what you thought it was. Like, yep, I thought it was skewed left and it's skewed left and yada, yada. And so you just explain that. Or no, I thought it would be skewed left, but it was actually symmetric. Or I thought it would be skewed right, but it was, you can talk about whatever happens with that graph. So it's totally okay if you say, nope, I thought it was going to be symmetric, but it actually turned out to be skewed. I thought it was going to be this, but it turned out to be that kind of thing. So you just explain your findings down here, right? And what you see from that picture. Remember that the basic shapes, again, are on that same page for skewed left, skewed right. Same page that you referred to for part 4. And then you're done. So now we just have to share this. So go to share in the top right corner. Make it so instead of restricted, anyone with the link is a viewer. And copy the link. Go back here. Let me change this to a student view. And in here under students, you click web URL and you paste your link. Take it a second and then there it is. So you click submit and you have confetti and you're done. The other option would be to save it as a PDF. So you can download it as a PDF document and then upload the PDF document, because this particular assignment only takes a link or a PDF, right? So it's got to be one of those two. So either do the website link or do a PDF. And if you download it as a Word document, that's what you would do. You would save as a PDF. All right, I hope that helps.